Well, why not? Why not? Why not have a go at the very least? They do try miracles around here.
Okay, here's our second Cup semi-final here in Korea. It's going to be Japan versus Korea. They will face off against the winner of the last Cup semi-final, which was Hong Kong, defeating China 21 points to 7. Japan, well, they're missing Sakai, their inspirational leader, and they're still looking to replace him, but captained by Sowachima in 5, they've got some very big men, Takuri and Seru in the forwards, and then gas out wide with Fujita and Motomura. And look out on the bench, pressing us this weekend, Michael Toloke. Meanwhile in Korea, number 7, Jang Jong-min, he's the leading try scorer of the tournament so far, ably assisted by guys like Jang Seong-min, Lee Jae-bok, Lee Jin-kyu, and Kim Namuk off the bench as well. It's a reasonably strong Korean side. Most of them more prolific as 15s players, but here they come. Big moment for Korea. They have set their sights on Olympic qualification. Japan, of course, they qualify as hosts in 2020 at the Tokyo Olympics. And back here, end of November, there'll be an Asian Olympic qualifier. Without Japan, teams like Korea, Hong Kong, Sri Lanka, China will be competing for that second spot at the Olympics, a golden opportunity. Only 12 teams going to the Olympics, 2 will be from Asia. Japan, well, they haven't really hit their straps this weekend, have they, Jed? They've got the potential, they're just missing the glue, which is Sakai.
Well, and could very well turn up in Sri Lanka for the final leg and bring it all together in a nice bow. He is something pretty special. But in saying that, Soejima, Saru, we've seen the super sub from Japan, this new player that, well, we hadn't seen before. He's arrived. They've got plenty of clubs in the bag, and they don't mind swinging them.
Lee Jae-bok gets us underway, and it's straight into the hands of Soejima, the captain. He takes the attention of 3 Koreans and gets them go forward here. Kano swinging it away. Foray down the far side. Hikosaka gives it up to Seru, and he tries to get the big legs pumping. If he gets away, gets those knees, gets them up high, and he really hard to stop. And the Koreans now, they're sitting back here. Motomura takes on the line. Lee Jae-bok tries to get in there, and there's a 3-on-1 situation here. And it's going to be an easy run-in the end for Soejima, the captain. And good early possession to them.
Well, he's not massively happy with the way the ball got to him in the end, but the decision to pass the ball probably a little bit laboured. However, Japan barely flexing there, but you can see the influence of these 2 players, Soejima and Seru. You park them up on the wide channels either side, and you're going to cause problems for teams like Korea. We've got to hustle hard to get over there. Drew the 2. There's Takuri onto Soejima. He wants to see a little bit more urgency.
That's right, Lottie Takuri out there. Big man himself, massive front row. And a referee there, Matthew Rodden from Hong Kong. Been on the World Series now for a couple of seasons. Very experienced referee. They get it back straight from the kickoff through Hikosaka. Here comes Soejima, looks up at the post and shrugs off Lee Seong-bai, and that was a weak effort from Lee. Soejima, a real captain's knock here, his second try in 2 minutes. There's just a gritty determination, isn't there, when he sees those posts? It's one thing on his mind.
Well, he's a very good player. He's very controlled. He's very disciplined. His stint as captain last year revealed that he's a real thinker of the game. Quiet operator off the field. But look at this. Standing start. Here's a show. Here's a go away. And just not enough happening. That's, well, this is Japan, ladies and gentlemen. This is how good they can be. In full control of this semi-final.
That's right, Japan earlier today beating China 24-12 to top the pool. They beat Sri Lanka 43-5 yesterday and the United Arab Emirates 29-7. That conversion was good, so it's 12-0 to Japan. That one not going the 10 though. I've seen a few of those from Japan today, and that's where Sakai has missed. A restart master. Here's Kim Kwong-min with the ball. Who are they going to look for? They've got to look for Jang Jong-min, number 7. There he is in the bottom of your frame. 7 tries so far in the tournament. Been penalised though, and it's Soachima again. Got his big mitts on the ball there. Their size 10 mitts. Here they go now. They're trying to work a bit of space here for Lottie Takiri. Just puts the shoulder in to Lee again. He's getting some big shoulders thrown at him. Trying to straighten up his Kano. And the continuity's good, and that's over the top of Soachima. Tackle coming in from Lee Jung-kyu. Soachima there now. He's got to wrestle for the ball, and
offside.
They win the penalty, and here he goes, Soachima. Will he just put the hammer down? Who's going to stop the big man? Nobody's going to stop him. It's a first half hat-trick in the first 4 minutes to Kameli Soachima. And the captain is showing the way here. And the Korean defenders are just falling off him, Jed.
Well, they don't have any answer to one player. How are they going to go with the rest of them? At some point, Soajima's probably going to leave the field and let the leaders below him take over. And he's in rare form at the moment, isn't he? That's 3. Goodness gracious me. He might be chasing the women's counterpart, Hara, with her 4-try debut for Japan earlier this weekend.
That's right, so the conversion good, 19 points to 0. Jang's out there. Well, he's leading try scorer of 5 tries, in fact, not 7, and he's yet to touch the ball. Here he is, it goes over his head. Oh, straight into the hands of Seru. Goodness grief, the athleticism there. And it just looked like the man they were going to throw up for the ball there, Jang, he was way off the ball. They were in the wrong position. And Seru just came leaping through there like a salmon out of water. 4th try. It's a big first half to Japan.
Remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Look at this. Oh, they've misread that terribly. Meanwhile, Seru, what a freak.
Gets one hand on it and it was just stuck like glue. Right, so conversion to come, and it's over, and so it's 26 points to 0, and it's almost, well, it is almost over. It probably well is, and the big guns of China like Jang Xiongmin and Jang Jongmin have yet to touch the ball. They have been suffocated here. They've got to get this from the restart. Jang Xiongmin does the job. Now they're looking for something desperately from Jang. They're trying to work it to his wing. Here he is now. Oh, and he's just, it's a terrible pass. In the final 10 seconds, they put himself under pressure for a defensive line out now.
Well, I don't know if Korea have looked at the scoreboard or not, but there's certainly no need to help Japan. That's the way that all worked out. Just desperation play, and there's really no need for it.
Here come Japan looking for one after the hooter, and who's going to stop them? There are threats across the park.
Well, there's only one man that can stop them, and that's Matt Rodden.
Yeah, and over goes Chihito Matsui. Matt Rodden doesn't stop them this time. He puts his arm up and says, try number 5. And the sleeping giant has woken here. Saying earlier they hadn't really, maybe they were just saving themselves a little bit. not expending too much energy. They're already qualified for the Olympics, but they're not coming here to lie down. They want to win this series too. They want to get back on the World Series. 5 tries, and this is a blitz here. 31-0 with the kick to come. It's waved away, and Rodden calls half-time as they assemble in the shade for some water. It's 31 points to 0. That is a monster first half from Japan, and Korea with a lot of thinking to do.
Hard to fathom exactly where Korea are going to get started on this second half, but if they can just get the ball, then already they've achieved something, because so far they've had the best seat in the house.
I think yours is on open mic actually.
So there's lots of voices inside the Korean huddle.
That's
And
right.
I can see Jang Seong-min
much.
talking. He's got to do something. One of
Don't
the
worry about it.
veterans. He's played his time in Japan. And as you say, they just need to get their hands on the ball. They've not seen any ball yet. And Japan have been ruthless. Every time they've had it, they've scored. And even when they haven't had it, they've scored.
Something like that.
As usual, some expat fans here at the stadium. The Japanese expatriates always
Don't worry.
manage to get to the ground
You
in
don't
these
need to hear me,
tournaments,
don't
whether
talk
it's
to
Sri
me.
Lanka, Korea, Hong Kong, China.
Don't keep talking.
Winner of this will play Hong Kong, who started slowly against China in the other cup semi-final, pulled away 21 points to 7. Looking at this stage to be a Japan-Hong Kong final, the first leg. They did meet last year in one of the cup finals. Japan winning that fairly easily. Well, it was 19 points to 5 in Sri Lanka. Japan winning all 3 legs. So we're out to get underway here for the second half. Jang Jong-min needs to see the ball. They're going to have to score 5 times, and I'd say that's probably beyond reach. Anyway, second half underway. There's still game to come after this, both these sides. Here's Motomura now just walking through a couple of tackles, pops it up to Takiri. Didn't have much to do in that first half. Everyone else was doing the work. So Ojima gets it wide. Here's Yoshizawa. And then with a bit of a feint there, Matsui does well. Taken down by Lee Jinkyu. So Ojima to Motomura. Over his head though. On the bounce, gets it for Jita. Offers it in one hand, teases his teammate. Just shrugging off tackles here is Yoshizawa.
Release the ball immediately.
Korea have finally got the ball. What can they do with it? Here's Kim Jong-min. They go straight into contact.
Release!
They really risk turning it over. Where are they going to go for a kick? Lee Jai Bok sends it out wide. And look at this defence. Koreans
Terrific
just...
work.
That's right.
Holding.
Korea just not really playing good sevens this season. They're just throwing it across the line
Top 10.
without any form or format. And so Ojima pops it up to Yoshizawa. Korea, well, you had the ball, you gave it away, and you have not impressed with that set of possession. So try number 6 for Japan. So Ojima, well, he's probably looking for his 4th try as well. Didn't have to. Yoshizawa's been instrumental as he's come on in the second half. He's had quite a few good touches already. Ryoto Kano with the extra 2. And thinking back, I can't think of a semi-final that's blown out like this.
No, this is quite remarkable, to be honest. It's hard to know who in this competition can sort of stick with this pace. Hong Kong, if they'd had an easy semi-final, they might be able to put up a fight, but
Okay.
the amount of energy they use to get across and through and around
Time on.
China will mean that they'll be severely depleted. You see the likes of Russell Webb leave the field. He looked tired.
These two teams met in the semi-final in Hong Kong last year, and it was a good game. 33-24, Japan winning that one. Now it's the donut versus 38 here. This is a big score coming as they try to unleash Jiang, but they find Kang Jin-gu out there. He's trying to do something, and he's throwing Motomura a nice gimme. Banging off the left is Fujita. Good tackle though by Park Wan-young. Had to be made. They were off for try number 7, and it could come anyway. It's just a matter of time, and it's come out to Shihito Matsui. Absolutely raining tries, 43-0.
Well, there's nothing you can do when they're operating at this kind of level. They're swooping on all mistakes. And the balls seems to be contestable. Not only are they contesting it, but they're kind of winning it almost at will. And everything's going right for Japan. They're certainly on the front foot. And they're a mile down the road.
It's a shonky old kick, but it's 43-0. There's time for more. Hong Kong will be watching this thinking, wow, where's this Japan side come from? They looked incohesive for much of this tournament, just coasting. This is the team that will represent Japan at the Olympics. Still 3 minutes remaining. Oh, and it's a bounce. Nothing's going their way. You'd expect at least one lucky bounce. They have another go. This is Yu Chol-kyu. Unfortunate there, knock on for the Koreans. They try to build something up. They've thwarted themselves. If you're joining us from Korea or Japan, if you're in Korea, you should be down here. If you're in Seoul, if you're in Japan, hello. And hello to our viewers all across the world for this first leg of the Asia Rugby 7 Series 2019. 3 legs. We're off to China in a couple of weeks and Sri Lanka after that. Those 3 legs will help decide the seedings. The Olympic qualifiers for the men's will be back here November 24th and 5th.
Sit. Right.
Korea getting a tight head there. Well done, Korea, and they scamper away. It's Park Wan-young as he got the legs. Takes on Fujita, who comes at him and he pops it up off the ground. And there you go, Jiang Xiongmin, the big man. He's a big talent and he's chased up well there. And he's picked up the spoils. And finally, they get on the board and the local crowd, something to cheer about.
Well, he's the man on all the posters around here at the moment. And great work off the back of the scrum. Took the opportunity when it happened, and look who's there. Well, he knows his way around the Japanese, this man.
He gets bigger every year, does Jiang Xiongmin. Be in the front row soon. He's a midfielder in the 15s game.
I know how he feels.
That's a goal. So, some brief respite from the Japanese onslaught. It's 43 points to 5. Can they pull another one out of the bag? They'll be facing China in the 3rd and 4th playoff. Lee Jai-bok with the restart. That's really lean. Hasn't quite gone.
Hold in the air, just a penalty. Contact in the air.
Taken in the air, says Rodden.
Yeah, time's up. Yeah.
The hooter goes. Japan stick it out. They're happy with 43, and why wouldn't they be? They've come here A shot out the blocks, an early hat trick to Sawachima, and it was all over really within the first 3 or 4 minutes. The big man picking up 3 meat pies, and it's 43-5, and they will go on to face Hong Kong in the Cup final later today, 6:40 p.m. local time. And the Koreans, well, they'll go and face China in the 3rd and 4th playoff at 5:56 Korean time. Let's take a look at some highlights from that second half then. There were plenty of tries.
Yeah, if your name was Sawachima, there were plenty of tries. Now, he asked for a bit more from his team. He obviously didn't need it because he gave them another try after this to make a first half hat trick. And Japan were quite simply too classy. Here he goes for number 3. Remarkable play in the first 4 to 5 minutes, wasn't it? Hard to believe. We're watching a Cup semi-final. Saru, just to prove that you didn't have to be the captain to do it. He popped up for one as well, and again the circus continued.
Can you hear me? No?
Just had no answer, Korea, in the opening half to anything the Japanese were playing at them. It was like, well, they came from a different planet, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's...
Sawachima, the pop up,
Yeah.
and it can be as easy as that in sevens.
Yeah.
The opposition does like to try and make it much more difficult, but it doesn't always go down like that. Another try out wide, this time for the youngster. And it all just about came to a close off the back of this scrum. In fact, it did.
2 minutes.
The halfback scampers away, and the local rock star finished off the move. So we